Should you read Hyperion by Dan Simmons? This is probably one of the greatest sci-fi novels ever written, but it may not be for everybody. Let me explain. This book leans heavily into deep religious themes such as sacrifice, creation, reincarnation, all through the lens of a far future sci-fi story. Now the story is quite complicated, so I'll give you the 10,000-foot description. So there's two factions of humanity that are at constant war, and when this war is finally coming to a climax, one of the sides decides to take 6 people and send them on a final pilgrimage to the world of Hyperion. And those 6 people are a priest, a soldier, a poet, a scholar, a detective, and a politician. And that is important. So they set out on a final quest to the world of Hyperion to visit a creature called the Shrike, who is this legendary, wish-granting, robotic god of death who resides on this world. And they're hoping that visiting him, he can answer some of the unsolved answers of the universe. And so all 6 of these pilgrims discover early on in their quest that they've all been chosen for this final mission because they have some unique backstory or past experience either with the world of Hyperion or the Shrike itself. And so as they're heading off on this journey, they agree to share all of their backstories one at a time in hopes that there's some critical detail in one of their pasts that'll help them succeed on this final mission. And so that is how the book is actually read. It's actually a collection of 6 short stories that all have their own plot, themes, characters, etc. And they're all thematic, right? So the soldier's backstory is much more action-packed. The detective's backstory is a bit of a mystery story. The priest's story is much more religious, and so on and so forth. So if that sounds cool to you, that's because it is. And if that intrigues you, that alone is enough to check this book out. I just say that it's not for everybody because if you're not jiving with one of the short stories, it may kind of put you in a bit of a slump for the book because the themes kind of change drastically. There's no consistent theme throughout for this book. Personally, I found that 3 of the stories were actually just okay. 2 of them were pretty good, and then one of them absolutely was one of the most amazing things I've ever had the pleasure of reading. But overall, it's a pretty awesome concept, and the book itself is epic. Now, this is the first book of a 4-book series, but this can absolutely be read as a standalone. The sequels are necessary in the same way that the sequels of Dune are necessary. Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to like and subscribe, but I hope this has helped you answer the question,